Hey, SKOL Vikings family. What's up, you purple-blooded warriors? Imagine this. We're sailing across the Atlantic, hearts pounding from that gut-wrenching three-point heartbreaker in Dublin. And now the latest Vikings news hits like a thunderclap. Our rock-solid right tackle, Brian O'Neill, is sidelined with an MCL sprain. Yeah, you heard that right. But hold on to your horns, because while this stings like a frozen U.S. Bank Stadium wind, it's not a season ender. Stick with me as we break down this chaos in the trenches, uncover why our O-line's been a revolving door all year, and gear up for that epic clash with the Browns in London. Who's ready to roar through the details? Let's dive in. Your passionate Vikings insider is fired up. The scene in Dublin last weekend? Pure drama, folks. Picture Brian O'Neill, our two-time Pro Bowler who's been anchoring that right side like a Viking longship in a storm, lining up for Will Reichard's 41-yard field goal early in the first quarter against those gritty Steelers. Boom! The kick sails through, but O'Neill crumples, clutching his knee in agony. The crowd at Croke Park goes silent, our purple pride scattered across Ireland holding our collective breath. He hobbles off, captains kneeling around him like fallen berserkers, and just like that, the Vikings' world tilts. That three-point loss, 24-21, felt like it was scripted by Loki himself. Close enough to taste victory, brutal enough to leave scars. But here's the silver lining that's got me pumping my fist. Team Docs ran that MRI Monday morning, September 29th, and confirmed no tear, no surgery, no nightmare season on the shelf. It's a sprain, Vikings fans. A sprain that hurts, sure, but one we can battle back from. O'Neill's toughness? Legendary. Remember his 2021 Pro Bowl run where he stonewalled edges like a fortress wall? This guy's on a 5-year, $92.5 million deal through 2026 for a reason. He's our anchor. What do you think, fam? Is this the wake-up call our line needs, or just another test of our unbreakable spirit? Drop your takes in the comments. I read every one. As we pack our bags for London, second straight Euro showdown, baby, the backup brigade steps up, and Justin SKOL's name is flashing like a beacon. This veteran's no stranger to the spotlight. He held down left tackle for the first 2 games while Christian Darrisaw rehabbed that brutal 2024 knee tear that sidelined him mid-season. SKOL slides over to right tackle, steady as a fjord, and against Pittsburgh, he gave us glimpses. Sure, the line wobbled, but his grit kept Carson Wentz upright more than once in that sackfest. Pittsburgh hammered us with 14 QB hits, 10 tackles for loss, and 6 sacks, turning our offense into a scramble fest. Fast forward to this weekend. SKOL's presumptively our guy again versus the Browns, whose D-line's a beast with 11 sacks already, led by that monster Myles Garrett who feasts on pressure like it's Thanksgiving. Cleveland's front is no joke. They're built to bully, and with our trenches already battered, this feels like David versus a purple Goliath. But hey, SKOL Nation, remember week 3 when Darrisaw returned and we carved up the Bengals? That fire's still there. Imagine SKOL channeling his inner O'Neill, stonewalling Garrett on a key 3rd down. Pure poetry. Who's with me on predicting at least one big run for Jordan Mason behind that patched-up wall? Hit me with your bold calls below. Zoom out, Vikings faithful, and let's get real about this O-line curse that's haunted us since the horn blew on 2025. Not one single snap, not even a practice rep, has our full starting 5 shared the field together. Zero continuity, all chaos, and it's bleeding into every loss like purple ink on a war map. We kicked off without Darrisaw for those first 2 games, his knee ligaments still mending from last year's mid-season heartbreak. Then week 2, boom. Center Ryan Kelly exits early with a concussion, sits out week 3, and now, fresh off another head knock in Dublin, he's in protocol for the 2nd time in 3 weeks. That's 5 concussions in his career, folks. The Docs and Kevin O'Connell are right to hit pause and protect our captain. Layer on Donovan Jackson, our first-round rookie phenom at left guard, who's been sidelined since a wrist surgery that demanded the knife. Out till at least week 7, per the timeline. And don't get me started on the offseason glow-up we poured millions into. $88 million for Will Fries at right guard, $18 million for Kelly to bolt from Indy and fortify the interior, drafting Jackson to build a dynasty wall. Last season's collapse? Week 18 flop against Detroit, Then that super wildcard blowout to the Rams. It scarred us, made us invest big. Yet here we are, for weeks in, still patching holes like a longship in a hailstorm. What if this is the fire that forges us unbreakable? Fans, have you seen a silver lining in the backups stepping up? Share your stories. Did SKOL earn your trust in Dublin? Only one guy's been a constant through the storm. Will Fries, our right guard rock who's logged every snap without a hitch. Fries is the unsung hero, the steady hand guiding this battered unit. His blocks have opened lanes for Mason's bursts, even when the rest crumbles. But man, the stats scream trouble. Through 4 weeks, we're tops in the league for sacks allowed. 18 monster hits on our QBs, turning potential shootouts into survival scrambles. Pittsburgh's 6 sacks Sunday? Brutal. Atlanta's 6 in week 2? Soul-crushing. It's like our line's a puzzle with half the pieces lost at sea, forcing backups to improvise mid-blitz. This isn't just numbers. It's narrative gold for us Vikings diehards. Remember the glory days when our trenches were impenetrable, paving roads for Adrian Peterson's Earthshakers? We're chasing that, but injuries keep rewriting the script. With a bye in week 6 after London, we've got a window to heal. Maybe Jackson and O'Neal sync up by week 7 against Philly. But until then, it's adapt or perish time. SKOL brothers and sisters, what's your fix? Trade for a vet lineman or double down on youth? Your voice matters. Comment now and let's brainstorm this turnaround. Now, let's connect the dots to the man under center because this O-line apocalypse isn't just hurting runs, it's hammering our signal callers and the ripple effect. Devastating. Flashback to week 2 against Atlanta. J.J. McCarthy, our young gunslinger with that cannon arm and ice and veins poise, drops back and wham, takes a high ankle sprain from their relentless front. 6 sacks, 11 QB hits, 5 tackles for loss. He hobbles off and we've missed his fire for the last 2 games. Carson Wentz steps in, the grizzled vet with scars from Philly glory to Indy grit. But even he can't dodge the doom. 14 hits in Dublin alone. McCarthy's absence? It's like losing Thor's hammer mid-battle. The kid's got that dual-threat magic, scrambling like a Norse raider. But without protection, he's exposed. And now with O'Neal down, Wentz faces the same fate. Sacks piling up, rhythm shattered, 3rd and longs turning into prayers. Our 2-4-23 conversion on 3rd and long? 2nd worst in the NFL. Ouch. This is why we didn't chase vets like Rodgers or Darnold. We banked on this line to let our QB thrive. But injuries flipped the script. Hey, Purple Army, if McCarthy returns post-bye, does he reclaim the throne? Or does Wentz's veteran savvy keep him rolling? Weigh in. Your hot takes fuel the fire. Against the Browns, this hits hyperdrive. Cleveland's D-line isn't just good. It's a meat grinder, 11 sacks through 4 weeks, with Myles Garrett prowling like a frost giant. His 4.5 sacks already whispering MVP. They've got Zadarius Smith, that ex-Viking beast, twisting ends with veteran fury. And their interior? Stout as Valhalla's gates, stuffing runs and flushing QBs. We're heading to London without O'Neal, Jackson, and likely Kelly, SKOL and Jurgens plugging gaps. Fries holding the fort. One misstep, and Garrett's feasting on Wentz like it's a Sunday roast. But flip it. What if our backups rise, turning Tottenham into a purple ambush? Stats don't lie, but heart does the talking. The Browns are 2-2, hungry after a shaky start. But our Vikings? We're 2-2 with wins over Cincy that showed grit. This international jaunt, Dublin to London. It's our chance to conquer continents, prove we're global warriors. Imagine the roar from expat SKOL fans in the stands, chanting as SKOL seals the edge on a 4th-quarter drive. Teaser. If we weather this storm, Week 7's full-line reunion could spark a playoff surge. Fans, you feeling optimistic or bracing for blitzes? Poll the comments, who wins in London and by how much? Hold up. Let's rewind to why this O-line saga feels like déjà vu from last year's nightmare. That Week 18 choke against Detroit? Our trenches folded like cheap armor, letting the Lions roar past. Then Super Wildcard Weekend, blown out by the Rams, pressures mounting till Sam Darnold's arm couldn't save us. It was the wake-up call that fueled this off-season overhaul. drafting Jackson #1 overall, luring Fries and Kelly with those megadeals to build an iron curtain. We dreamed of a unit that'd let McCarthy sling it deep, Mason thunder between the tackles, turning us into NFC North bullies. Yet 2025's been a cruel twist. Derisaw's slow ramp-up from those torn ligaments, Kelly's concussions stacking like storm clouds, Jackson's wrist-forcing surgery and a 6-week exile. No full unit snaps means no chemistry, no rhythm. It's like assembling a shield wall blindfolded. Pittsburgh exploited it Sunday, their de-swarming Wentz into 24 points they barely earned. But silver threads? Our depth's battle-tested now. SKOL starts, Jurgens snaps at center. This adversity, it's Viking lore, forging legends from the forge of pain. What say you, fam? Does this rebuild us stronger, or do we need a mid-season miracle? Your stories from past injury slumps? Spill 'em. As we stare down the Browns, the stakes skyrocket. Their pass rush is League 4 in pressures. Garrett's quick-twitch chaos a nightmare for any tackle, let alone a backup. We've surrendered 18 sacks. League worst, turning potential 300-yard days into check-down chess. Wentz has taken the brunt, his ribs bruised, I poked, but his Philly Super Bowl fire? Still flickering. If SKOL mirrors O'Neill's 75.1 PFF grade, just 3 pressures allowed all year, we might flip the script, control the line of scrimmage, feed Mason 20-plus carries. London calling, 2 weeks abroad, but we're not tourists. We're invaders. Tease this, post-bye with O'Neill potentially back, Jackson inching closer. That Week 7 Philly tilt could be our statement. Full O-line, McCarthy slinging, purple rain on the Eagles. But first, survival mode in England. SKOL Warriors, envision it. A fourth-quarter stand where our backups stonewall a Garrett spin move. Wentz hits Addison for 50 yards. Crowd erupts in Viking thunder. Who's your hero in this matchup? SKOL, Fries, or an unlikely Mason TD plunge? Rally in the comments. Let's hype this Euro quest. Diving deeper into the QB carnage, because it guts me. That Week 2 Falcons fiasco wasn't just a loss. It birthed McCarthy's high ankle sprain, sidelining our franchise future for games 3 and 4. Atlanta's 6 sacks, 11 hits? They turned his mobility into a liability, twisting that ankle on a bootleg gone wrong. Now Wentz, the journeyman king, inherits the mess. Against Pittsburgh, 6 more sacks. But he threaded needles for 21 points, nearly stealing it. Carson's got that eagle-eye vision, dodging hits like a matador, but at what cost? His veteran poise buys time, but our line's leaks are flooding the pocket. This ties straight to the O-line plague. No protection means no rhythm, no deep shots to Justin Jefferson's wizardry. McCarthy's rookie magic. Those no-look passes, scrambles evoking young Kirk. Needs a wall to shine. With 18 sacks league high, we're hemorrhaging drives, stalling in the red zone. Silver lining? Wentz has been here before, turning Philly trash into treasure. Post-McCarthy injury, he's 1-to-1, proving depth. But man, getting JJ back healthy? That's the elixir. Vikings Nation, if McCarthy suits up in London, do you start him or ride Wentz's hot hand? Debate rages. Your vote in the comments. London looms as our crucible. Browns 11 sacks scream danger. Their D ranking top 10 in run stuffs, forcing 3rd and longs where we're 2-for-23. O-line woes amplify it. Without O'Neill's elite pass pro, 1 sack allowed all year, SKOL faces Garrett's 15% pressure rate. Yet flip the narrative. Our secondary's been locked down, Brian Flores scheming wonders. If the D holds, we grind a ugly win, steal momentum abroad. 2-game Euro gauntlet. Dublin defeat fuels London fire. Imagine the halftime huddle, O'Connell channeling Valhalla vibes. This is our raid. Teaser. Win this, and the bye heals us into contenders. Fans, prediction time. What's the score, and who scores the game winner? Let's hear it. Rewind to the offseason blueprint because this injury wave is testing every brick we laid. After last year's late collapse, Detroit's Week 18 dagger, Rams playoff route, we went all in. $88 mil for Fry's power blocks, $18 mil for Kelly's snap savvy, Jackson's athleticism as the first-round crown jewel. The vision, a trench unit rivaling Detroit's beast mode, protecting McCarthy's growth, unleashing Aaron Jones. Wait, Mason's north-south hammer. Darrisaw's return in Week 3 sparked hope. A 300-pound freight train mauling edges. But then concussions. Wrists, knees, poof, continuity vanishes. 4 weeks, 0 full unit snaps. It's statistical sabotage, our third down woes, league's second worst on longs, a direct descendant. Yet amid the rubble, heroes emerge. Fry's Ironman streak, SKOL's seamless shifts. This isn't defeat. It's the Viking saga, trials birthing triumphs. Remember 1998's heartbreak forging 2009's miracle? Same vibe. SKOL Squad. What's the one off-season move you'd undo or redo to bulletproof this line? Your hindsight's 2020. Comment and connect. Against Cleveland, urgency peaks. Their fronts amassed 11 sacks on scheme alone. Garrett's edge rush a 92.3 PFF grade terror. We're vulnerable. 18 sacks allowed means every dropback's Russian roulette. But Wentz's escapability, top 5 in yards after pressure, could counter. If backups gel, Mason gouges for 100 yards. Jefferson feasts on play action. London under lights. Expats chanting SKOL as we grind a gritty W, avenging Dublin. Post-game by Week Magic. O'Neal rehabbing, Jackson targeting Week 7. Tease. Full-strength Vikings versus Eagles? NFC Quake. Purple Pride, you calling a Vikings upset or Browns bully? Stake your claim below. The QB injury echo chamber? It's deafening, and it traces back to those unprotected pockets. McCarthy's Week 2 sprain. High ankle from a Falcons blindside. Stole his rhythm, forcing Wentz into a thankless hero role. JJ's got that it factor. 68% completion in his debut, arm talent screaming MVP potential. But 6 sacks that game? It exposed the line's fractures, turning promise into pain. Now, with O'Neal out, Wentz absorbs the blitz, 14 hits in Ireland, yet he rallied for 280 yards, nearly erasing the deficit. Carson's resilience? Pure vet gold, but it's unsustainable without fixes. League-leading 18 sacks? That's not football. It's gladiator pit. It hampers everything. Run games neutered. Mason's 4.2 YPC dips under pressure. Jefferson's routes rushed. McCarthy's return? Post by gold, but only if the line stabilizes. O'Connell's mantra, protect the castle. Fans, heartbreaking truth. Does this QB carousel build depth or break spirits? If your team McCarthy start in London, thumbs up. Wentz loyalists drop a skull emoji. Your passion drives us. London finale tease. Browns D feasts on weakness, but our heart? Unbreakable. SKOL echoes across the pond as backups battle. Wentz slings a game-tying dart to Jordan Addison. Mason barrels for the win. Victory? Momentum surge into bye. Healing wounds for a roaring return. But lose? It's rally cry time. Warriors, final gut check. What change turns this O-line curse into legend? Like if you're locked in, comment your Eurogame MVP, subscribe for instant Vikings news drops. Next up, London Live reactions. Share with your SKOL crew. Together, we conquer. Hail the Vikings, SKOL.